So this is the second part of the series. We're talking about paint correction, paint enhancement. So we're going to talk about today machine polishers, pads, compounds, and all the different types of stuff that you have. Peter, you have a big selection of stuff here on the table. I suppose to someone that doesn't know anything about it, it's very overwhelming. So what we'll do is we'll have a run through the different types of machines and the different types of polishers, and you can tell us about those and the different pads as well.
Now, this is rotary machine.
Okay.
What it does, when you turn it on, it just spins around.
Okay.
This is the same type of machine. The difference is in the weight of them.
Okay.
I'm used to using this one. This is my baby.
Ah.
For the last few years. I don't mind the weight, but some guys that they're starting off, they might go for something lighter.
Okay.
Especially if they don't need heavy duty machine for everyday use. This is, well, as I said, this is my baby. So, as I said, the motion of the machine is
Just
circular,
circular, yeah.
and this machine is ideal for cutting stage.
Okay.
It has the best cutting abilities
Okay.
out of all of them. Now the next step down is something like that. This is Flex VRG. What it is, it's a dual action with forced rotary motion. I'll just show you quick. So it has the orbital movement.
Okay.
In this case is 8 millimeters, and also has force rotary movement.
Okay.
So it has really good cutting power, but it's also orbital. So it's a good machine for finishing as well.
Okay, and I know this from working with sanders and stuff with wood, that the orbital motion is kind of good because it doesn't keep the pad in the one spot.
Yeah.
So it's with a rotary, you can burn through if you're not careful. With these, the risk of that is reduced because it's not staying in the one spot. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's a key word. It's reduced.
Yeah.
Then again, when using an buffer, you should consider things that paint might be soft, and even in case of soft paint, using this, you can burn the paint. You can go through the lacquer.
You just have to be careful.
You have to be careful each time. Out of all of them, as the left down here, the most dangerous one is this.
Yeah.
The safest one is this.
Okay.
Now the difference between this one and this one is this machine is just dual action, doesn't have the
Forced throw or forced rotary. Yeah.
This one is 15 millimeter, has 15 millimeter throw. There are also similar looking machines available on the market which would have 21 millimeters throw.
So you mentioned, Peter, that this one is probably the easiest to use.
This one is the easiest to use, especially that you can use it even by holding in one hand.
One hand, yeah.
This one has 9 millimeter throw.
But just on the throw, Peter, you know, you've mentioned that you can have 10 millimeter, 15 millimeter, whatever. For someone starting out with machine polish and paint correction, which is the easier to use?
For somebody who's starting off, who has never done anything before, one of two, those two would be the choice.
Would be the best ones, yeah.
They don't have great cutting power, but then if you use proper pads, proper compounds, you will achieve good results even with them.
Okay.
And there's very little risk with those machines.
Okay, so, right, we've talked about the various different types of machines, how they work, what to do, so we need to have a look at the pads now.
Yeah.
And the different types. So you have a load of them here on the table. You know all about these, I haven't a clue, so...
No. Obviously there are different sizes of pads, as you see here. You can get baby ones for attachments like this.
Okay.
You can get bigger ones.
And you use those in kind of confined areas and stuff like that, yeah.
Most common size would be, for me, would be 125, 130 millimeters. And the reason of that is you can cover quite large area with them, but they're not too big for working. There are bigger pads, but I find them sort of difficult enough to work on smaller panels.
Yeah.
Bigger pads are only good for flat surfaces like bonnet, roof.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it.
Anywhere that's kind of curved, then you're in trouble. You won't get in. That's where you need the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So right, you have what you showed us there. You have the foam, and then you have this is wool and this is microfiber, is it?
Yeah.
So right, what is the difference?
Basically, the reason of having this much stuff here for me is to try to make the work as effective as possible and to complete the task in the time that is reasonable. Because by using wrong combination, I could spend 3-4 times longer than I would need. Then if I have right tool, right pad, right compound.
So that leaves the microfiber then.
Microfiber pads are very effective to use on dual action machines.
Okay.
They provide good cutting power, and in the same time the finish is very good with them. I'm not the biggest fan of them because of the cost of the pads.
They are expensive. I have been looking at them. Yeah.
They are expensive and they're not lasting that long, you know. So by completing a job with microfiber pad, this is after one car, like you can see that it's actually not great condition.
No, it's not.
So, you know, like this pad is basically good for bin now, you know.
Wow.
And again, to complete a car, you need few of them.
Okay.
So this drives the service cost big time. That's why for having service at reasonable price, I'm considering using rotary and using wool or sponges more than the microfiber pads.
Okay. Talked about the microfiber and the wool. Sponge now. What's the deal with sponge pads?
Sponges are the pads that are most common pads and used in detailing.
Okay.
Now you have different colors of them, but usually color tells you different grade
Okay.
of a pad.
Right.
But one thing you can't judge all the pads, all brands by the color, because in one case you might have, let's say, green pad that is ultra soft.
Yeah.
Let's say from ADBL, this pad is ultra soft, but from some other brand it can be heavy cutting pad.
Right. Okay.
So basically, when you're picking pads, you should know which pad is for which stage. In this case, I have those pads in order that they start from most aggressive to the least aggressive. So this is cutting pad, this is polishing pad. This pad it's a one-step pad. We'll tell more about it sometime. This pad is sort of finished polish pad.
Okay.
This one is finished.
That's the pads. What next?
Now the third part of my polishing is compounds.
And you have a load of them here.
Yes, and the reason why I have that many is that every paint is different, so you couldn't do your work on every single car just with combination of 3 compounds. Let's say cutting compound, polishing compound, and finishing compound.
Okay, so to the guy starting off, the weekend warrior in his driveway, where does he go first?
The best practice is to buy, let's say, one polisher, couple of pads of different grades,
Okay.
at least 3 compounds.
Okay, and what 3 would you recommend?
I couldn't recommend Ane for one reason. There is no compounds that they will do job on every single car, and to recommend Ane compound, I would need to know at least whether the car is German car, Jap car. Now, so we have various compounds here. I kind of set them here. Those compounds are heavy cut compounds or cutting compounds. Those few, well, these few are also cutting compounds, but they could be used as a polishing compounds. Then we have some new brand here. I haven't even tried it yet. Looking forward to see how it performs. Then we have small compounds here, which
There's a few here I see now that I'm familiar with from the videos I watch. I know this one. I've seen this one in a few of the videos I watch. The Maguire's Mirror Glaze and the Sonax Perfect Finish. A few of them I recognise. Some of them I've never seen before. No one compound is going to perform the same on all cars is basically what you're saying. So you're going to have to experiment and play around and see what you get the best finish with. We've talked about machines, we've talked about pads, we've talked about compounds. And what is the general rule of polishing?
General rule of polishing is when you polish a car, you have to check quality. So it means when you use combination on a panel, you should strip it down and see what it does, and keep going with what you have till you get the finish that you're happy with. Every car is different. There is no compound made for each car, but if you have selection, you can find the right combination to perform good coating that leaves decent finish for the next stage. You can do good polishing that leaves almost hologram free finish, and then you do finish stage that leaves this flawless. But not in every case this scenario will work. Sometimes you might be able to complete job in 2 stages. Sometimes you need 4, 5, even 6 stages to complete a job.
Well, of course, it depends, as we spoke in the last video about the defects and what's going on. It depends on the car. Every car is individual, you know, not only with what compound and what pad you use, but as to how it's been looked after and how it's been washed and where it's been washed and etc. We've ran through everything there, I think, in fairly good detail, so I think we'll leave this video where it is for now. And in the next video, what is the plan?
Now, just to finish off this part, to give advice to anyone who's trying to start off this thing, I wouldn't say jump straight away to buying all that. Just buy bit by bit and see what works for you, because every detailer has its own way to work, and you just have to find your own way. But obviously the more you have, the easier life is for you. On the next video we will show polishing with dual action machine, and then another one will do rotary.
Okay. Alright, well then, Peter, thanks again for having us. We'll get you the next time. Fog. Right, so we're back again. No, we're not back again.
No. The colors are actually, sorry, I know. Then you do, Jesus.